Cool.
And we're
Appreciate
on.
it.
Sure thing.
All right, cool. So yeah, so do you kind of want to give me, I know maybe you've given this to this information to other people. Do you kind of want to give me a background, just get on record of, what you do, the type of clients you work with, a little bit about your agency?
Sure thing. So as we both know, we provide automation systems for e-commerce brands and some select brick and mortar businesses who have been affected by recent closures. A little bit of a background though.
Mm-hmm.
I got into marketing back in 1999, and it was traditional marketing combined with some guerrilla marketing. I was a club promoter back in New York City during the nighttime, and during the daytime, I was doing competitive advertising research at a marketing firm on Broadway in Manhattan. So that was my early beginnings to what we do now.
Right on. And are you still in New York City, or?
No, I left New York City 14 years ago. I live in Jacksonville, Florida with my wife, who is behind me working. So, we're in North Florida.
Okay.
So 14 years ago, yeah.
Wow, cool. Right on. That's a big change. I grew up in New York, so I know a lot of people who go from Florida to New York to Florida, mostly for the weather, but.
Yeah, that tends to be the trend, not the other way around so much, but
yeah.
But yeah, New York City, nothing like it.
For sure. My brother's there, so I mean, I grew up outside of the city, but yeah, he lives in there now. But yeah, so do you have any like particular case studies that you'd like to promote on the blog, or?
Yeah, so we have a case study that we made public a few weeks ago, so it's quite recent and timely. Mm-hmm. And it's one that kind of reflects, or not kind of, reflects pretty much what we do and the results that helped this specific business owner remain open.
Okay, cool, right on.
A little bit more about that because I don't think I mentioned it. So it's for a brick and mortar business. It's a Mexican restaurant. So a lot of people are providing solutions for restaurants, and we noticed that there was a immediate need. So our team got behind the keyboards, and we started brainstorming some solutions where the nucleus is ManyChat, but it integrates with other tools.
For sure. And this Mexican restaurant, they were a client before pandemic, or you found them during pandemic, or?
No, they've been a client now for 14 months. So we got into a relationship way before the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, this same client was dodging me for my retainer, for our retainer. However, I knew what we had been building, so I let a few months go to provide what we are about to showcase.
Yeah. Okay. And then so with these clients, you said they were being forced into shutdown, or?
So restaurants in Florida, just I assume it was across the nation, were shut down, but they were still able to receive orders and to fulfill orders. So as we saw that business model that for generations and for centuries perhaps has been to bring customers into the restaurant with minimal or partial orders, that flipped, right? At first, at the beginning of the pandemic, it was 0 people coming into the restaurant. So now the game still is, how many meals can my restaurant, can my kitchen spit out? Not spit out, that was a...
yeah. No, I get it. I worked in restaurants for 10 years. That's not news to me. So I was in restaurants for a long time. So spit out. I like that. And then so what would you say, like 3 points of frustration that they were facing, come come this new, go through closures and everything?
Well, three, I can probably think of more, but some of the most common ones, because we've been serving this type of clients for a while now, it's they never really paid attention to data, right? They never really paid attention to a lot of the elements that allow us to retarget, people who placed an order or even came to the website. So that same challenge represented a challenge for me to present a solution. So it was a learning opportunity for both the client and for our team to present the solution in a way that it resonates with them.
There we go. Sorry, it cut out there.
Oh, we cut out?
Sorry about that. Yeah, cut out there. Right when you started talking about the points of frustration. My apologies.
No problem. Yeah, so 3 points of frustration that we encounter that are very common is that these types of business owners, for the most part, I'm talking about restaurant owners, they've been used to doing things for a long time. And now that we're presenting something new, they at first didn't understand it.
Of course.
At first they didn't understand it. So it took us knowing that they're not understanding click-through rates, and they're not understanding geofence notifications, and they're not understanding a lot of the lingo that it's common for marketers.
Right.
So then once we presented the solutions in a way that they understand it, then there were other unforeseen challenges. For instance, they had an amazing looking website, but you couldn't order from the website. So incomplete idea, incomplete execution for today's needs. Maybe an amazing website a year ago was enough for people to make a phone call or to just go to the restaurant and experience that, what they have to serve. But now every single restaurant, in my estimation, needs to have a way to
order online or order
for customers to order online, right? So that was number 2. And number 3 was obviously a learning curve for the staff, right? So the staff plays a minimal part into what we do. It enhances participation for customers. They're the ones who are face-to-face. Now, restaurants, a few months ago, or maybe a month and change ago, they opened up 25% capacity.
Right.
We're still struggling because they're not going to cover the bills with 25%. Now we're open in 50%, and now completely open. All of the restrictions have been lifted. However, they still face the fear, the consumer's fear to get out of the house and experience the restaurant. So one of the ways that we resolved that was pay online and order online and pay online in a way that you won't ever have to touch our menus. You won't ever have to touch our keypads for the credit card payments. So that, I believe, had an impact on people having more confidence in after 8-9 months of just fear because of the virus.
Of course, that makes sense. And then, so when they paid online, did they pay through Messenger, or how did you use ManyChat to kind of like help facilitate the process of taking them to a more like conversational, order online, contactless type pickup or whatnot?
Yes. So at the very beginning, prior to this case study, we had implemented ManyChat in the participation of a loyalty program. So we would, in fact, get attention, then conversations, then the conversions, but then the other pillar that, in my estimation, needs to be present, which is retention. We ignited that with a loyalty program. So at the very beginning, ManyChat was our entry point to that conversation, where they were led into a loyalty program that rewarded them for every meal that they purchased, and it rewarded them for the sharing of a loyalty pass. So that was working well for several months until things changed.
Mm-hmm.
So now we were trying to look around other resources, other elements that we can add to ManyChat where the functionality was enhanced. So we found a platform where people can, where agencies can participate and provide these solutions where they can pay via Apple Pay if they're in their mobile device, Google Pay, where they can
Cool.
pay through any other major credit card, where it's translated into 30 something languages. So that became really, really relevant to us and to the brands that we serve.
Oh, cool. Dude, what's the name of that platform?
It's a custom solution that our friends at Messenger Marketing Experts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
And this is all inside Messenger. They're able to pay with the mobile wallets and stuff.
So it takes them to a platform where they see a menu that is outside of Messenger. So
Okay.
another challenge that we saw that was industry wide was the changes that happened inside of Messenger, right? So we not only had the pandemic going on, but we had another industry wide challenge, which was the 24-hour rule and all the things that happened around that time. Because Facebook had limited eyeballs on things, and they were automating a lot of things and inaccurate a lot of times. So we needed to find a solution outside of Messenger so that we could protect those, those prospects, that we could protect those, those Facebook fan pages, and but still have the operational part of Messenger, because without conversations, we'll just be another restaurant.
Of course, exactly. And I think also you have I think especially in the US, people still aren't used to paying with their, like, through Messenger and through apps. In places like throughout Asian countries, they pay through WeChat. In Latin America, they still use a lot of cash. I live in Mexico, so that's how I'm familiar with the cash movement here. But they're slowly adopting to more like mobile, like commerce payments and stuff. But regardless, yeah. So it was interesting to hear that people were open to paying. But I guess if you have those types of express payment options that people trust, Apple Pay, Google Pay, they trust that more than they trust like Facebook Messenger. So you're still able to get that last minute sale, or not last minute, but that sale. So for this restaurant in particular, throughout the pandemic, how were you driving traffic into the bot, like that bot flow that you were using for them?
Yeah. So one of the amazing things about this case study is that we spend $0 in ads. So that made it even more interesting, because in a marketplace that is sore, that is hurting, that is hungry for answers, coming with a potential digital solution that people are not familiar with, it was at the beginning, it was a hard sell. So what happened was we figured out ways that we can drive traffic organically, or that we can leverage some of the things that they're already doing. Let me explain. So this restaurant was already advertising on print magazines, so local coupon books and magazines, without the business owner spending any additional ad budget. We just slapped a QR code on that ad. It costed him nothing extra, right? He was already paying for those ads, so it costed him nothing. And so we were turning readers into social conversations that led people into whatever journey we wanted them to go, either to place an order straight away into, from our menu, or participate in something like a loyalty program, or what I like to call, we took that customer, or that for us is a customer, so the business owner, we took that client from a few $100s a month to more a month, because we were keen about that client's journey, right? Providing something at an entry level where he or she can participate, right? And then month 2, month 3, month 4, etc., have pre-planned upsells that benefit the restaurant after we have data that proves what we're doing. So after day 60, I believe it was, because the first month we had all kinds of confusion and complications. So month 2, we had lists, and when we were able to pull those lists, get in front of the business owner, right, and show how we can then unlock smart reviews or loyalty programs or any other upsell, he was happy to wanting to know how much is this cost, because he was already excited about what we've done the first couple of months. And with the data, with the real-time data that we're able to capture, that made all the difference, because I don't believe there was another time where we can provide that real-time results to our clients. So that has been a game changer. And it was also a process that we had to learn how these business owners operate, how they make decisions, and then just provide something that is congruent.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really interesting use case with popping the QR code into the magazine ad or print ad. And then so when someone came into the flow, did you guys collect like contact information? Did you go outside of Messenger in terms of like SMS or email also, or what was kind of their journey through the flow?
The journey was quite simple. So we found a couple of snags where people were getting hung up on the conversation. Maybe they weren't used to pressing quick reply buttons or just downloading a pass into their wallet app. So sometimes they got snagged in those conversations. So we did some testing. We let that run on its own. And then we provided a different way to for those people to place an order, right? So we just placed a QR code that would lead people into the ordering menu, but going through a very short flow in ManyChat where we gather their contact info. So this case study also will continue, because now the next 90 days we will unlock other features that are now available.
Got it.
Excited to unlock. So that kind of evolves.
Yeah. Okay. So you get these people in, they make an order, or they don't, and they're still on your contact list, and then they kind of go through, in the sense like a drip in a way, like they're in this type of program. Am I getting that? They're in this like 90-day drip campaign, essentially, where they can unlock all these other special benefits within the company.
Yes. So the way that we were, or still are, as a matter of fact, I sent a communication through one of our channels. So the way that because we saw a lot of pages, a lot of overexcited marketers being punished by the Facebook gods when something near the violation spectrum.
Of course.
We saw that, and we wanted to protect that again.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, so we knew about the integration that exists with mobile wallet. And we use that, and we're still using that to this day, where we send a push notification to prompt our loyalty pass users to flip the back of the pass, where they will find an offer, where they will find a link back to ManyChat, where they will find something relevant to the timing, day of the week, whatever it was. So we weren't breaking any rules, so that So in other words, it's hard to break the rules when they initiate the conversation. So that is our model. We use mobile wallet, the official mobile wallet software, to push these notifications pretty much
Okay.
at will, without thinking or stressing about the 24-hour rule.
Okay. No, that totally makes sense. So when you say the native, are you using Walletly, or you're just using the native wallet? Okay.
Yeah. Wallet is not the software that we use here at DM
Uh-huh.
Digital. We use mobile wallet, which
Okay.
is yeah, it performs the same things that the other software does
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah. No, it fits for you. That's fine. It's like I was just curious because I only know of, like, I'm aware of the mobile wallet, but I've seen Walletly, so I'm
Mhm.
always interested in learning what else is out there for sure. So um yeah, so what are some of the top reasons that you chose ManyChat as like your software as an agency in total, like for your clients, you know?
Sure thing. So ManyChat in the spring of 2017 was the first and only platform that I experienced ever since. So when I saw a webinar by an industry leader at the time, who I still consider an industry leader, and he was showing the functionality of ManyChat, I needed to learn more. I
Mhm.
immediately was participating in the bot building experience, as primitive as that seems, just yeah. But I saw something that was useful. I saw something that I was able to build and own.
Mhm.
It was an exciting tool, and but I didn't want to corner myself at the time as a bot agency, because back in 2017 we had Meerkat, we had uh, Periscope, and a bunch of other apps that don't exist anymore. So being aware of that things come and go in social, in the visual spectrum, I was very cautious about not cornering myself into a bot agency until 2018, Austin, Texas, front row at the conference. I had to sit front row,
Uh-huh.
and the second one too. But in that first one, in the first experience, now seeing the community, seeing and touching the leadership, punning in a
Yeah.
figure of speech. uh, and then when one of the executives that were invited from Facebook to speak there said something like, "Messenger marketing is here to stay, and ManyChat is our preferred bot platform." That's when it went from my head to my heart, and I said, "I'm in the right place at the right time." Now I'm going to learn from who I consider some of the top players to to learn this at a higher level. So that's what I did.
Mhm. Right on. Cool. And then what would you say are some of or like your favorite feature that you use? What's like your favorite ManyChat feature and
Wow.
why? Everyone gets tripped up on that question. Like whenever you ask like what's your favorite feature, they're like, oh God, I don't know. Like
Yeah, I can see why that happened, because there's so many features. I don't know if I can pick one off the top of my head that overrides all the other ones, especially lately, since you guys have been just
rolling
coming
out
up
features.
with
Yeah.
functionality that I have not yet unlocked.
Mhm.
So to answer your question, though,
You
to
can
answer
do
your
top
question,
three.
yeah. So to
Top
answer
three is fine.
top five, to answer your question is probably general level. So the ability to have conversations one to one, but at scale. I mean, that is, and everything else that happens in that process. But to be able to do that, it's quite amazing. It's still the way, when I think about that, it's just so powerful that I've gotten in front of audiences when things were open in conferences across the country where I was so excited about presenting something that works.
Mm-hmm.
I was willing to get out of my comfort zone and fly to St. Louis, fly to, where did I go that year? Shoot, I forgot. And then present, and speaking in public is brings its own challenges. But I was willing to do that because I was so convinced that this was going to help some business owner, a personal brand, even an event, and reap the benefits.
For sure. So you would say it's some of like, it's the fact that you can, and it's like it's the automation features in a way, so you can kind of build out those conversations.
Yes, and I said that because it's just so hard for me right now to pick one functionality of ManyChat. There's just so many. Maybe if I wanted to get more granular, the ability to connect ManyChat through native integrations with ActiveCampaign or with other systems that just enhance this thing. Now you guys got the ManyChat App Store, so that one could unlock a whole bunch of possibilities. That one answer, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And to what you just said too, especially because you working with local businesses, that is a huge advantage for them to be able, because how do local businesses market before that? Print ads and stuff. So they weren't able to have these conversations with people. The big like Ubers, like all the huge companies, corporate companies, they can have those conversations. They have support teams to have conversations with people whenever they want. And now it's more of an equal playing field between everyone, right?
Yes, in fact, this business owner who we're talking about is a bit protective about what we've built for him because it's showing results, and he might not want his competitor to take a look. So when I get that type of feedback, it's it's great because, like I said, the same person was dodging me at the beginning of the pandemic for one of the smallest retainer fees that I've chased somebody for.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, it's a retainer. You gotta go, it's your business here. So.
Yeah, but I was willing to wait. I was willing to be patient. I learned compassion in the process. And as a marketer, you have to have those emotions, and you have to resonate with with your audience. While we serve e-commerce brands that are just killing it, and they will probably be killing it without a bot, we still paid attention to the local player who was hurting, who might have had to close doors if we didn't intervene. So that gives me a smirk, a smile at the end of the day, just willing to go the next day and do it again.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing that story too.
Sure.
It's that's super powerful, considering, like you had said, a lot of the small businesses are closing down everywhere. So all right, I guess my last question for this, and then if you have any questions you can ask, is how has ManyChat helped you achieve your business goals? Or personal or business goals? How has ManyChat helped you achieve them?
Well, I think that ManyChat has been a crucial tool in our business offerings, right?
Of course.
So if ManyChat wasn't in the picture for what we provide, we would be just another agency, providing social media management or content management, maybe translation services because of my Spanish background. But we probably definitely would not have had the attention that we are receiving today in this past season. We spend no money in ads. We've had a lot of personal references. We've had a lot of inbound leads and attention that has been generated through the group, through our results. through our struggles and our, our sharing those struggles so that other people in our group don't go make the same mistakes. So if ManyChat was not part of DM Digital, I'm scared to even think about that. The probability, if I didn't watch that webinar, if I didn't go to Austin in 2018 after I missed my plane going to Austin. So it's been game changer. If that encapsulates everything, is the truly meaning of game changer. Like I would probably, DM Digital would probably be struggling, and who knows, maybe because everybody's offering a lot of the things that are common. ManyChat offers something that is next level, that is attention grabbing, right? That it's it helps us builders enhance a brand's voice, right? Be an extension. If we build it right, obviously. So if ManyChat wasn't around, I would now be having this conversation with you.
That's fair. I get that. I dig that. Cool, man. Well, yeah. So do you have any questions? I mean, I got a good amount of information, and then I'll be able to go over the recording also to kind of pull out more stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything else you want to add that you feel that I missed, that we didn't touch on enough, or?
Let me see, and I'm also going to send you the PDF for this case study. It's a 90-day.
Cool.
How many pages is this? Like 10 pages. So
that's fine. Yeah,
you're gonna see more highlights on there that might be relevant to
yeah, for sure. That we've actually done that a couple of times before. We're interviewing, and then someone has already written the PDF their own, and then we can kind of just kind of make it our style and reword it and stuff, if you're okay with that. So
I'm fine with it, because it's got the restaurant. I don't think it matters to the business owner that the restaurant name or logo is, but then if you guys want to make it more generic and take away some of my branding, that's fine.
No, we're all for your branding and everything. That's totally your thing. But yeah, if ideally we'd like to use the name of the client. So if you feel he's comfortable with that, we can send you it's just a quick thing all you have to do is get hit. If you want to just be like, hey man, can we use your name in a case study that ManyChat wants to feature me? And then just have them say yes in a text, and then you can screenshot and put it in the document that we send you. And that's all we need, just like the agreement.
Okay, that's great, because I did ask for his verbal permission so that I can showcase this in webinars and conferences. So I have that verbal consent, but the written one, it's next level.
Yeah. It most, like I said, it a screenshot through a text or WhatsApp, whatever you want to do, it works. Messenger also. So I can send that over to you today after we get off this call and whatnot. So. All right, cool, man. Yeah, I appreciate your time. It's a great story. Thank you for sharing it. And yeah, congratulations on being an award-winning ManyChat agency.
Thank you so much. In 2019, again, I was sitting front row, and I saw a lot of the people who I admired, still do, receive some sort of recognition. I was not shooting for that. I didn't have a target, so to speak. But when I got that email, my wife was right next to me, and I was driving, and I probably shouldn't say this on recording, but I pulled out my phone to see what's going on at a red light. And I saw...
At the red light?
At the red light. And I saw at a glimpse ManyChat, and it was from Mike Yan. And I didn't think it was a personal email to us. I thought it was a reminder to get a ticket for a conference, which I already had, or something, some sort of generic communication. But when I read the first few lines, you've been awarded, whatever, I passed the phone to my wife, because the car in front of me was probably going already. And I said, what does it say? What does it say? And that was also very, that was a milestone in our journey. Obviously, it's not going to be the only thing to shoot for, but little did I know that our small boutique agency here in Jacksonville, Florida, was going to be getting the attention of the leadership. So I'm equally as grateful. So on behalf of our team and the entire community in Latin America that also follows closely what is possible, with this brand, with ManyChat, not only
Yeah,
for the clients, but for their own mission, for their own um, purpose as an agency. That's quite powerful.
I agree. I agree. And I'm really excited to see what happens with ManyChat in the Latin American community also. Because I even see when I don't have my VPN on, I see Chat Fuel already starting to run ads here in Mexico. So I know that they're trying to break into the market here. So
It seems like there's some smaller players that are, they try to get the attention, right before our conference and all those things. So I see how they're trying that, because they know that what's coming with WhatsApp and all the other things. And WhatsApp is, as you know, huge in Latin
yeah,
American countries and in Asia. So they're probably also wanting to get a piece of the action.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, yeah. So whenever you get this saved, however you want to share, I know you've saved it into the cloud. So if you want to do a link, or I'm not, however you want to share it with me, I can.
Yes, I'll do the link, which is
Okay.
probably the most immediate one once it gets processed, and I'll include the password and the PDF on an email altogether.
Sweet. I appreciate it. And then I'll send you over that form so you can just send that.
Sounds
All right,
good.
cool, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for your time.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Ciao.
Dude.